Patrick Dempsey, Grey's Anatomy.
I'm going to drop for that name.
I did an episode of that. In the very beginning of the episode, like I don't know, I fell, I hurt my head.
Yeah, I
or
remember.
something.
I remember you talking about that.
Patrick Dempsey was super nice, and a lot of the people there recognized me from Wizards, and they have kids, and I was taking pictures with them, and he leaned over and goes, why are they taking pictures with me?
Why not me?
And I said,
why not McDreamy?
Yeah, no, he wasn't like that. So we went, and I explained to him, I said, I'm a Disney show with the kids, and then Wizards or Waverly Place. Oh, okay. So right before, and this was I think the last show that I did that was shot on film, camera like rolling,
sure.
And right before we started, he leaned in and he goes, "No one gives a fuck. You're a wizard." I was laughing.
I love that.
I love
That's
that.
fantastic.
So it was just so funny, and he was so nice. And there was an actor. I'm not going to say his name. There was an actor in the scene.
We're not going to drop the wand for this one.
No, I'm not going to.
Okay, fair.
But he only had 3 lines in a 3-page scene, which as an actor is very difficult to kind of jump in, because if you have all the lines, it's a lot easier.
You have a lot more to play with.
Yeah. So when the other actor was there, he dropped every single line every time. And then Patrick Dempsey came up to me and he apologized. He said, "I'm sorry, that went that way. That he was usually that doesn't happen," is what he said. And then I was supposed to go back because I was going to be in surgery and everything, but they didn't need me to come back and be in surgery for another day. But I was going to say to Patrick Dempsey, "God, I loved you in The Breakfast Club." Just so some random movie that he wasn't in that was popular.
That was mine because I texted you, I think, when I remember, because Grey's Anatomy, I loved the first few seasons and then kind of fell off when it got a little outlandish. It's still on. But when people started getting impaled by icicles, I was like, all right, maybe I'm going to back up a little bit. Yeah. But that was my nursing school show that I would have in the background. I started rewatching Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And it would help me kind of just solidify some of those terms, even if they were defibbing people and dramatizing some of it. But it was some of those terms, they would speak really fast, and it would help me kind of solidify stuff while I was studying and things like that during nursing school. And I got to your episode and I texted you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I texted you and I was like, you're on Grey's Anatomy. I think I sent you a picture. I don't remember. I know that was ages ago and a lifetime ago. Yeah, a pandemic ago.
Only in one scene. But
no, I know, but I got so excited. I get so excited when I see you or people that I love in shows that I love.
The best.
It just makes me so happy.
Yeah, and it's good people. When good people are
you
working,
love to see good people working. Yeah. So I just remember in the middle of studying pharmacology or the levels of the heart or whatever the hell I was studying at the time. It was
good friend was visiting us, Marco, and he was binge watching Grey's Anatomy,
which is a good one to binge watch.
Within a month, he was up to season 14.
Holy crap!
And he's he's funny. He's like, I think I can perform surgery. I think I could be a doctor now.
No, the sad part is a lot of people that come into the ER feel that way.
Okay, back to the show for a moment. So when David then takes over the DJ booth, he starts talking and everything, and then he realizes he's not wearing the hat, and everybody's he's embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then he is back at the substation with Alex, or no, he's back at the substation depressed, and then that's when Selena brings Lucy back.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because we very, very rarely shot in the sub car that was in the substation because it was just hard. There
was not a lot of movement that we could do with the 4 cameras.
You couldn't get the cameras. You couldn't get the cameras.
There was a lot of windows.
Yeah,
so with 4 cameras, it was very challenging.
It was So that was kind of an area that later in the series
kind of an off limit. It was kind of an Exeter entrance area.
Right. Yeah. So but they sit down, and this is another thing that's just so funny to me, that Lucy goes for a kiss.
Yeah.
And then David turns it into a handshake.
Yeah.
Which is so bizarre because they were both in the episode called
Where
First
they kissed 1,000 times.
Yeah, so that was...
It was like I said, that bugged me the whole, rewatching this one, that bugged me the whole episode. It was hard for me to let go of.
It was bizarre, right? Yeah. Okay, so, and this
we'll have to ask when we have some of the writers on, we'll have to ask them if they remember that episode and if there was a reason for why she didn't remember.
I will.
We just don't know. Because that's, it bugged the crap out of me the whole episode. Did that bug anyone else?
I'm curious. Let us know. Oh my God, there's a bit. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning for a second.
Oh, we're going way back.
There's a bit where it's so funny. It's so funny to me because I'm sitting there rewatching the show and laughing at myself while my wife
you do
is
this all
laughing.
the time.
I do.
It's always this dynamic of you.
I enjoy myself.
That's good. You should enjoy yourself.
So David comes in the beginning and says, the most attractive, the most beautiful, and the most amazing woman goes to my school. And I say, Eva Longoria goes to your school?
I remember this.
And
This
then
is
Maria
good.
pops up and it's like, and I'm like, wait, what? Go on, David, please.
Yeah, it was good.
God, it was
It's a
so
good
funny.
moment. And her pop-up was very funny.
Very funny.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's a recall back in the layer where I say something and then Jake is like, now I think Mom's still mad about the Eva Longoria comment,
The callback.
Oh, God, that was so funny.
It was very, you guys had a lot of really good, like,
I'm in trouble.
Yes.
When Jerry got in trouble,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? That was funny. He put his foot in his mouth,
yeah, those moments between the two, between you and Maria or Teresa were so just funny. You guys played that dynamic really, really well.
I enjoyed that.
That
I
dynamic?
enjoyed, being in trouble.
Well, I enjoy you laughing at yourself and then Yulia laughing at you. Rewatching, laughing at yourself.
Oh, and when the trophy becomes alive and then runs away.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah. The Muriata Animata at the beginning when you're like,
Right, but
demoing
he
it,
runs
basically.
off the table and then kind of
jumps really high off the table.
It's just so silly,
It's very, I was going to say very animated, which obviously it is, but it's very over the top.
And then at the end, he's sitting there like full size,
Yeah.
and he's talking about being a tennis trophy or like a typing thing, and then he starts hitting on Maria, and I'm like, hey, buddy,
whoa.
Yeah, go back to the statue.
You gotta either bring me Eva Longoria or get out of here.
And I also, there's certain things that I said on the show that I didn't really even think about.
Mm-hmm.
I said that was my trophy that I won in state. For what? Was I track and field? Was I, what was it?
Were you typing?
I could have been typing.
You could have been a lot of things.
No, the trophy would have been this. I think he was in a running position, so I'll go with
track
running.
and field. Were you ever a runner?
I can run really fast. Not anymore. My knees are not good anymore, but I used to be able to run pretty fast.
Yeah. Well, that makes one of us.
Yeah.
I am not a runner. I'm not a runner. I'm not a jumper.
Oh, okay. So one of the things, I don't know if I just kept copying myself or if I heard this or it was in the show more, but I'm like, your mother doesn't like magic running amok.
Well, you got to really drive it home, No,
but like magic running amok, I think it's just so,
You know what it
it's
makes
such
me
a
think of?
funny line to me.
You saw Hocus Pocus, the original, right? With like Bette Midler and Sarah
Of
Jessica
course.
Parker.
I love that movie.
It makes me think of like Sarah Jessica Parker being like, amok, amok, amok,
Yeah,
amok,
yeah,
amok.
yeah.
Like that's what it makes me think of. It's like whenever you say like magic and amok in the same sentence.
And they
it makes
made a
me
new
think of that.
one. And
Yes,
I
they
think,
did.
Didn't Kathy Najimy kind of like do her mouth on the right, but then she switched it to the left or something?
There was a bit she talked about because I thought that too, and I was like, oh, did she like? That's a big continuity thing to miss
Yeah.
out. But there was something where she gets like Bette Midler like smacks her or something, or there's some impact to her face. So she switched it. It was a choice. It was a significant choice that she switched it to the other side because that one bugged me too. Where I was like, wait,
I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
I auditioned for Hocus Pocus.
ice.
Yes, there's two bullies.
Yeah.
And I remember it so well. It was like ding, ding, ding. You know the password or something
Yeah,
like that.
and they like stole like children. I remember I rewatched it this past Halloween before the sequel or the remake or the sequel.
Yeah, me too.
And I remember thinking, these are like seniors in high school stealing candy from small children.
Right.
From little baby Thora Birch. Like, this is not okay. I was like, this is super messed up. You almost played one of the bullies who's
In Hocus
who's a senior in high school stealing candy from little baby Thora Birch. Which
Right.
was so messed up.
And it came out when?
93.
So I was 21. So I was a little older than the actor who played it.
Yeah, I think they were like 19, 18. But the Zach character was supposed to be Leonardo DiCaprio, who said no to go do Basketball Diaries. I read that
really?
somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You could have worked with Leo. You could have beat up Leo.
I wasn't in the movie.
No, I'm saying you could have.
I could have. It was
I
that
could have been a
close.
contender. I could have been somebody.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Little
Brando with the dogs.
We were talking about these moments where the audience, we sitcoms are set up joke, but you need a moment here where you care
They're
about
singers.
stuff. Zinger!
Zinger.
And there's a scene where Selena wants the spell for me to fix the situation.
Yes.
And we're in the kitchen, and I'm giving myself business because I don't want to just stand there. So many times in sitcoms, people just stand there, and
that shot where they're all in a line.
Yeah.
Just waiting for
And
their next line. Yeah.
I wanted to be doing something, So I'm listening to her actively. In this scene, I embody my dad. I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, that's my dad for sure. Yeah. But I'm moving the buns over and stuff, and I'm being a good parent, and I'm saying, no, you don't get this until you fix that,
Yeah.
And I really like that scene between us. It was a good father-daughter parenting. No, I'm putting my foot down. Yeah. You're going to do the right thing.
It was a good fraternal moment.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching that clip of Wizards of Waverly Pod. For the full episode, go check it out on our Wizards Pod YouTube channel. The link's in the description. And for bonus content, weekly, join our Patreon. The link is in the description for that too. See you soon.